I say this, the most exciting fighter that's active in fighting in boxing right now is Gervonta Tank Davis.
Let me tell you something, right now in the boxing world, there's no one more thrilling to watch than Gervonta Tank Davis. When this man steps into the ring, it's electric. He's got that vibe that reminds me so much of pretty boy Floyd Mayweather in his prime. Back in the day when Floyd fought, you didn't dare step out for popcorn, a soda, or even a candy bar because you knew you'd miss something spectacular. Tank brings that same energy, blink, and you might miss a knockout. Speaking of Floyd, he recently dropped a bombshell prediction about an upcoming clash between Gervonta Davis and Keyshawn Davis, and let me tell you, it's got the boxing world buzzing. Floyd didn't just give us one take on this potential showdown. He came through with two detailed perspectives, breaking down how this fight could unfold. Whether you're riding with Tank or leaning toward Keyshawn, Floyd's analysis is pure gold. Oh, and here's the kicker, Floyd made it crystal clear that despite any past tensions, he's rooting for Gervonta all the way. He's firmly in Tank's corner, calling him the main event, the show stealer, the guy who delivers every time he steps up. Floyd's been vocal about this. He said that Tank doesn't just show up, he dominates. After one of Tank's recent fights, he even tweeted something along the lines of, "Knock knock, Tank's at the door," hyping up his protege's performance. A lot of fight fans love the callouts and the trash talk that come with big matchups like this, but Floyd's got a funny take. He doesn't like it when certain fighters do it, calling one unnamed guy weird. Still, he knows the fans are clamoring for this fight, especially after Keyshawn's latest performance. Tank's response? He's ready. He's saying, if I touch him, what's going to happen? He's throwing it back at the doubters who keep asking, what if Keyshawn lands on you? Tank's confident that if he connects, it's curtains. So let's dive into why Floyd thinks Gervonta will come out on top, and how their shared history fuels his confidence. First off, Floyd hit us with a fundamental truth about boxing. Experience is everything. Sure, Keyshawn Davis has talent. His Olympic pedigree proves he's no slouch. But Floyd knows there's a massive gap between amateur success and professional dominance. He pointed out that Keyshawn's got skills, no question, but the pro game is a different beast. It's not just about outpointing your opponent like in the amateurs. It's about surviving the mental warfare, handling the spotlight, and making real-time adjustments when the pressure's on. Gervonta's been there, done that, and worn the t-shirt. Keyshawn hasn't. Floyd emphasized that Tank has been fighting under intense scrutiny for years, headlining pay-per-view events, taking on dangerous punchers like Mario Barrios and Ryan Garcia, and he doesn't just survive those high-stakes moments, he owns them. Floyd believes that while Keyshawn's promising, he hasn't faced anyone close to Tank's level of opposition yet. That experience gap, Floyd argues, is what will make the difference. Here's where Floyd's insight shines. He broke down Tank's adaptability, calling it the deciding factor. He described Gervonta as a chess master in the ring, reading opponents, setting traps, and baiting them into mistakes. Floyd said Tank's fight IQ is next-level genius. People see the highlight reel knockouts and think that's all he brings, but they miss the setup. Those knockouts aren't flukes, they're calculated. Tank studies you, lures you in, and when he spots an opening, it's lights out. Floyd's first take is straightforward. Tank's experience and adaptability will give him the edge over Keyshawn. Now let's get into Floyd's second perspective, which is all about Tank's raw power. Floyd's seen that punching strength up close, and he didn't hold back when describing it. He said when Gervonta lands clean, it's not just a punch, it's a career-altering moment for whoever's on the receiving end. Keyshawn might have slick movement and technical finesse, and that could keep him in the fight early on, but Floyd's convinced Tank's power will eventually break through. He called Tank's left hand the ultimate equalizer. You can be the fastest, slickest, or smartest fighter in the ring, but when Tank connects, all that goes out the window. That power is real, and Floyd says it's something you can't truly prepare for until you feel it. He even threw in a warning for Keyshawn. He's a great boxer, but if he tries to trade blows with Tank, it's over. Keyshawn would need to fight a perfect 12-round fight to win, while Tank only needs 1 second to end it. That's the difference. Floyd sees Tank as the ultimate closer. Whether it's a body shot like the one that crumpled Ryan Garcia or an overhand left like the one that flattened Leo Santa Cruz, Tank's power changes careers. Floyd's second take boils down to this. No matter how skilled Keyshawn is, He won't withstand Tank's heat for the full fight. Let's rewind a bit and talk about Floyd's connection to Gervonta. If you followed boxing, you know Tank was once Floyd's protege. Floyd signed him to Mayweather Promotions early in his career and helped mold him into the superstar he is today. From the jump, Floyd saw something special, a young fighter with devastating power and a hunger to learn. Under Floyd's guidance, Tank went from a promising prospect to a pay-per-view headliner. Floyd's been ringside for some of Tank's biggest moments, watching him mature into a fighter who commands the world stage. Sure, their relationship has had its rocky patches, boxing partnerships without drama are rare, but Floyd still sees Tank as family. That's why he's so confident in this prediction. He's watched Tank put in the work, the grueling sparring sessions, the relentless training camps, the mental preparation. Floyd also pointed out something you can't teach: Tank's killer instinct. He described him as a fighter who knows when to turn up the heat and when to go for the kill. It's not just a physical fight with Tank, Floyd said, it's a mental one. He's always 3 steps ahead. That's why he's undefeated, and that's why he'll stay undefeated against guys like Keyshawn. There's an emotional layer here too. Floyd's proud of the fighter Tank has become. Even as he acknowledges Keyshawn's talent, he can't help but back the guy he's seen grow from a hungry kid to a boxing titan. And what about the past beef between Floyd and Tank? Floyd shut that down quick in his interview. Any issues we've had are water under the bridge, he said. At the end of the day, it's all love. I want the best for Tank, and I'll always support him, no matter what people say or what's happened before. I'm rooting for him every time he steps in that ring. Tank might not be as quick to let bygones be bygones, but Floyd's sticking to his guns. He believes Gervonta is the better fighter, hands down. But let's not sleep on Keyshawn Davis. This kid's no pushover, and he's coming off a win that's got everyone talking. Just a few weeks ago, he faced Gustavo Lemos and didn't just beat him, he dismantled him. The fight ended in a second-round knockout, and it wasn't even close. Keyshawn was clinical, showing off his precision and power in a way that made the boxing world take notice. After the win, he seized the moment and called out Gervonta Davis. That wasn't just bold, it was strategic. Keyshawn knows how to build hype, and he's positioning himself as the next big thing in the lightweight division. At 25 years old, he's already an Olympic silver medalist with a rare blend of technical skill and ring IQ. Since turning pro, he's stayed undefeated, proving he can carry his amateur success into the paid ranks. What makes Keyshawn stand out is his adaptability. He's not a one-dimensional fighter. He can switch up his game plan mid-fight, whether it's outboxing a slick counterpuncher or trading blows with a pressure fighter. Against Lemos, he didn't just lean on his jab or footwork. He mixed in feints, combinations, and perfectly timed power shots, keeping his opponent guessing. When the chance came, he landed a devastating right hook that ended it. It was a statement, and it's why fans are hyped about a potential clash with Tank. Gervonta isn't like anyone Keyshawn's faced, though. Tank's mix of power, speed, and experience makes him one of the most dangerous fighters alive. Floyd's emphasized this, noting that Tank's been battle-tested against top-tier opponents and thrived under pressure. While he respects Keyshawn's talent, Floyd's quick to remind us there's a difference between potential and proof. Still, Keyshawn's hunger makes him a threat. He's been vocal about his belief that he can outbox Tank, pointing to his superior technique and Olympic background. His footwork is elite, his defense is tight, and his ability to dictate a fight's pace could be his ticket to pulling off an upset. This matchup's got everything: Tank, the established star with knockout reels and pay-per-view credentials, versus Keyshawn, the young gun looking to disrupt the division. It's experience versus ambition, and both fighters have the skills to back up their talk. Keyshawn's style is like the straightest student: sharp jab, smooth footwork, a hit and don't get hit approach. He's efficient, calculated, breaking opponents down with precise combinations. But he's not just a points fighter. His ability to set traps and counter is masterful. He controls range and frustrates foes into errors. Tank, meanwhile, is the wild card, explosive, unpredictable, terrifying. His southpaw stance and power mean he doesn't need much to end a fight. He's a finisher, but his IQ shines through in how he reads opponents and sets up those devastating shots. How would their styles clash? Keyshawn would likely try to keep Tank at bay with his jab, controlling distance and dodging those bombs. His footwork would be key. He'd need to stay off the ropes and keep it in the center. But can he stay perfect for 12 rounds? One mistake against Tank, and it's over. Tank would look to close the gap, cut off the ring, and make it a brawl where his power shines. His body shots could slow Keyshawn down, and his slow starts might let Keyshawn build an early lead, though Tank's knack for finding openings could negate that. It's a fight that'll come down to execution. So is Floyd right about Tank winning, or can Keyshawn shock the world? Time will tell, but this one's got all the makings of a classic.